All right, welcome back to the new episode of the Jon Gil Podcast Show, and we are super excited and thankful to announce our partner Element Studio, el3mentstudios.com. Go ahead and check them out. They're a Chicago-based media production company focusing on real estate photography and corporate headshots. Check out their Instagram at Element Studios. That's el3ment studios. So we have a very special episode today. We actually don't have a guest, and what I wanted to do on this specific segment is just talk about what's going on, right? Everyone is kind of freaking out given the current circumstances of Corona, the coronavirus, to quote Cardi B. But anyway, I mean, a lot of people are, I think, right in their fear, and there's a lot of insecurity, and the angle I want to talk about today is just how to navigate this kind of like uncertainty, these turbulent waters, and how I think specifically there's going to be a lot of opportunity, a lot of buying opportunity to come in the stock market and in real estate, which is actually my specialty. Full disclosure, definitely not a guru in stocks at all. You may want to contact my buddy Alex Stoyano for that. But the way I see this kind of shaping out is it's definitely something that from a report, and I'm here with Locke, by the way, over at Element Studios. And Locke, that report that I sent you, I think it was a Goldman Sachs article that talks about how, we're about, I think in 8 weeks it should start to decline, and but it's not going to go away for at least another, a year, 2 years, I was reading. So those at risk are going to be 2% of the population, the elderly, obviously, and all of those with pre-existing health conditions, and those combined also have the biggest risk exposure. So how does that affect real estate? How does it affect, the economy? The way that I'm handling this is basically just taking it one day at a time. I know that there are going to be opportunities within real estate at some point in time. I'm getting calls from different investors and clients asking me if, they should hold off, even though, at the end of the day, the Fed did reduce rates down to zero. Is that going to have effect on your mortgage rate? Let me also explain that not necessarily. I mean, if there's huge demand with mortgage applications, what's going to happen is it could actually go up instead of go lower on your mortgage rates. So that in turn, is going to, create probably not the intended result of, what they thought was going to happen, which is a housing stimulus. Sure, there's going to be some more refinancing, et cetera. A lot of people are going to take advantage of the rates, but we're still really not, we're not at like 2%, 3% territory. Actually, let me take that back. We were at like 3.25% on a 30-year fix not too long ago. But getting back on track, my point is that the way that I'm handling this and the way that I'm letting my clients, what I'm telling them is there is going to be opportunity, but I think it's still going to be, at least quite some time. I mean, they've halted foreclosures. The federal government has put a delay on foreclosures. It's only a 30-day delay, and it's probably going to be on those that have already, defaulted. So those are all the properties that were already in the system. If there's going to be anything to come out of this, it's going to be that I would say, just wait another month, 2 months until, we really get to see the full impact of how this is, how the market absorbs this hit. And then we'll know really, if sellers begin to get desperate and how low they're willing to go on their pricing. right now it's too soon. You can't. I mean, there's always deals, right? You're always going to find deals in every sort of cycle, but I think it's still too soon to think that you're going to get a home run deal. I mean, we only went into basically lockdown or quarantine, about a week ago, or no, this week. This is Thursday, so on Tuesday, I think, is when Chicago officially closed down all the restaurants and pubs. You can only take out. So we're going to see. The general rule of thumb is, I'm also nervous because, a lot can happen, right? I mean, it's a trickle effect with the economy. If a tenant can't pay rent, well, what happens? We're still forced to pay the mortgage, and I don't think the mortgage companies are kind enough right now to say that, hey, you've got to stop paying. So that could lead to pressure, and eventually that's when those buying opportunities will start to show, especially the fact that if you don't have enough reserves as an owner, and you spent all that money, then definitely there can be some tightening and you're going to feel the heat. So as far as looking for deals that are out there on the market, give it 2 months. I think that'll be the right time to start really going after those good deals. And I mean, that's just kind of the information that I wanted to put out today, is just what to do, in real estate at this point in time. I was at a showing earlier. The guy shows up with a face mask, full gloves, not taking any chances, stayed back 5 feet, 6 feet from me, which is probably the smartest thing that he could have done. But, I mean, who knows how long that's going to last. And as far as stocks are concerned, look, I'm not a stockbroker. I'm not a financial CFA, right? Or I don't have my license series. What is that? Lock Series 7 license or whatever that is. But I see that there's just a huge dip. So maybe that's where the opportunity's at. Maybe it's not in real estate right now, but maybe it's in stocks. So the point is, where there is chaos, there's always opportunity. Bottom line, okay? And don't start freaking out. Don't think it's the end of the world, and we're gonna get through this. You're talking a 2% possibly mortality rate. You'll be fine, okay? If you're not a senior citizen, and B, you don't have pre-existing health conditions. And if you got both, I'm sorry, stay in, because that's definitely, you're going to be at the most risk. And those are the ones that we have to watch out for, and we have to make sure that we keep those safe, okay? But yeah, that's essentially it, guys. I just wanted to mention that, and we're going to try to have on more guests, but it seems like every guest that we've wanted to bring on has canceled due to the corona, but we want to continually put out information that's going to help you. And, we've got a lot of other topics that we're going to want to talk about, down the road. The types of real estate, how do you underwrite a deal, the right sort of mindset to have, when's the right time to buy. We're kind of in it right now. I mean, during a recession, analyzing the deal, though, is going to be big. I think that might be one of the most important topics, because a lot of people don't know where to start. And we'll go into that one. I was just about to go into that one actually right now. Maybe we should, but let me just continue. Sourcing deals, how to find deals, financing deals, which is key, how to fill out a contract, what to look. I know your real estate broker is the one to help you fill out a contract, but you also want to stay informed, right? You want to see how that contract looks. You want to know where you stand. Even if you do have a broker, it's good to know exactly what's on that contract, the timeline of a deal, the closing costs, all of that. The timeline of a deal is what we're going to discuss. But that was it, guys. Just wanted to go ahead and mention that. And we are going to continue to put out content, but stay safe, and we'll just see how all of this shakes out in a few weeks, maybe in a few months. So we'll we'll just kind of see how this goes, right, Locke? All right. Well, everyone at home, stay safe, and we'll keep putting these out.